Battle at the Berrics 12 is around the corner. I've been following Battle at the Berrics ever since the very first competition, so I'm very excited to give you guys my official predictions for how this tournament is gonna go. We got pros versus Joes versus influencers versus icons. Let's just get into it. Since I would probably be put in the influencer category myself, I think that's the one we're starting with. Up top, we got Chris Chan versus Iman Samochla. I actually don't even know how to pronounce that, and I don't know a lot about Iman skating. But I also just gotta go with the OG YouTube god. So the first battle winner is gonna be Chris Chan. Next up, we got John Hill versus Andy Schruck. I mean, there's no doubt. I love Andy. He's the reason why I do YouTube, but John Hill is gonna win that one. In my opinion, it would have been way more fun if they would have paired Andy Schruck versus Aaron Cairo. But it's all good though. Next up, we got Sonny versus Eric Ortega. Artiega? I'm just gonna go with Sonny for his great job in mid-90s. Next up, we got my man Garrett Jenner versus Roy Purdy. And yeah, I'm just gonna go with Garrett on this one. Garrett might be like a YouTube skater, but he could have been like a traditional pro skater if he wanted to. Then we got Jamie Griffin versus Aaron Cairo. See, Aaron Cairo, he knows a lot of really weird stuff. But at the same time, Jamie Griffin, he's kind of unreal, so we'll just have to go with Jamie Griffin. Man, I would have loved to see Aaron Cairo versus Sandy Schruck and then Jamie Griffin versus John Hill. That would have been really cool. But I mean, I'm not the one making the brackets here. I'm just predicting them. Next up, we got Vinny Bahn versus Shane Boyer. Don't know a lot about Shane, but Vinny, he's the man. Hardflip Indie Hollywood High 16. Has also been doing a lot of Skater Excel streams and stuff, so I'll have to go with Vinny. Then we got June Saito versus Spencer Barton, and that's a really tough one because June is kind of like Day One Song mixed with Rodney Mullen and then on steroids. But what's his flat game? And Spencer Barton, he seems like he can do pretty much every trick there is, and also ollie an elephant. I don't know if he's ollied an elephant, but I will have to pick Spencer Barton, I think. And then we got Tony Mangucci versus Johnny Geiger. And yeah, let's just choose Johnny Geiger right away. Johnny's one of my big inspirations when it comes to skateboarding. He's just a beast. Probably done some of the hardest flat ground tricks ever done. I know he was unlucky in the Pros versus Joes one, Battle at the Berrics 7, where I think he lost to P-Rod, but I got my money on Johnny for this one. And I get this video is gonna be kind of long, so you know what, we'll go kind of quickly over some of the other brackets. Is that what it's called? Let's just go to pros. Starting up top, we got Luan Oliveira versus Tom Asta, and I really don't know about this one. I know this is gonna be unpopular because Luan has made it to the finals a couple times, right? He lost to Cody Cepeda in the Pros versus Joes one, but that's also just Cody Cepeda being on an absolute tear, but I'll go with Tom Asta, I think. I really don't know though. Then we got Alex Midler versus Kelvin Hoffler, if that's how you pronounce any of those names. Alex had last part in Godspeed, but Kelvin is a beast. I'm gonna go with Kelvin. I think he can pull some stuff out of the hat. I don't know though, this is completely random in my opinion. Then we got Jagger Eden versus Deshaun Jordan. I love Deshaun. I also like Jagger, but I'll go with Deshaun. Next up, we got Carlos Ribeiro versus iShot Ware, and goddamn, these are two people who can just do every trick there is. I think Carlos is gonna take it a little more serious than iShot, so I might go with Carlos. Even though if iShot comes in focused, he might as well win the whole thing here. Then we got Cody Cepeda versus Gustavo Ribeiro, and Cody won at Battle at the Berrics. Gustavo can do any kind of flip trick out of a crooked grind, so I don't know how his flat game is, but I'm expecting it to be pretty good. But if Cody comes in prepared, I'm sure he could go really far in this as well. We'll go with Cody. Then we got Felipe Gustavo versus Seva Krutkov. simply because Seva is like a Dutch Russian and my best friend is Dutch. We'll go with Seva. I feel like my accent kind of changed to Russian there for a second. Then we got Aurelian Giraud. I don't know how to pronounce your name. And TJ Rogers. And god damn it, man, I love TJ Rogers. But I just think Aurelian is on another level. TJ's been killing it lately. So has Aurelian. I really don't know. I'm gonna go with TJ. Don't let me down, TJ, please. And then we got Scapegoat versus Chris Jocelyn. And Chris Jocelyn has also won a battle at the Berrics. And what are the rules gonna be for Scapegoat? I mean, is he gonna have to pick a stance before the game? Or is it gonna be like the one he did with P-Rod, where they both kind of did the tricks that felt most natural? I'm expecting he'll have to play the games as regular, so he might have problems with some of the goofy stuff. I don't know. I'm going with Chris Jocelyn. I know I said I would speed it up, but I feel like I didn't for this one. But we definitely will with the Joe's bracket, because I actually don't know a lot of these people. Let's start from the bottom this time. We got Eric GLX versus Felipe Mota. I am going with Felipe on that one. Then we got Nick Holt versus Chris Pierre. Two really great skaters, but I don't know a lot about Chris Pierre, and I know that Nick Holt is an absolute beast. And then also just, you know, Major Crew. I know they're not a thing anymore, but Nick Holt were one of the reasons why I really loved Major Crew back in the day. Then we got Sean Davis versus Sean Hover, and I'll have to go with Sean on this one. And I know they're both named Sean, it was kind of like a joke, but we're going with Sean Hover. Then we got Dylan Jabe versus Donnie Hickson. I will have to go with Dylan Jabe on this one. Like, I've been following his skating ever since he was like 12 and lived in Hawaii and was on Zero Flow. I love Zero, so I'm a little sad he's not on that anymore, but he's still an awesome dude, and I expect him to go very far in this game. Then we got Ray Corey versus Becker Dunn. I do not know these people, but Becker Dunn, that's a pretty cool name. You got it, Becker. Then we got Justin Ladner versus Mikey Whitehouse. And I don't know Justin, but Mikey, he's pretty damn good. Then we got Dion Harris versus Marcos Montoya. And I don't know either of these two. We'll go with Dion Harris. And we got Tyler Peterson versus Evan Martinez. I'm just gonna go with Tyler Peterson. And then we got the final bracket, the Icons. First up, we got Paul Rodriguez versus Nigel Houston, and honestly, I don't even know if Nigel is gonna be part of this competition. I know he said after the last time he was in battle at the Berrics that he wouldn't want to do it again, that he wouldn't really gain anything from it, but if he's actually in the competition, I will pick him, because he's a goddamn beast. E-Rod, still a legend though. I could see it go either way. Then we got Tori Putwell versus Sean Malto, and I will go with Tori on this one. Tori has made it really far in some of the earlier competitions, and Sean has always kinda not been able to deal with the pressure. He's still done pretty good though, and I could see either one winning just as well as a lot of the other battles here. Then we got Stevie Williams versus Ronnie Krager, and I gotta go with Ronnie. Ronnie is one of my all-time favorite skaters of all time. Had to say it twice there. That's how much I love him. Put him right up there. Stevie is killing it though. He's really been killing it lately. But we also got Chris Roberts versus Kelly Hart, and that's gonna be a really fun game. But I'm pretty sure Kelly's gonna take it, unless Chris Roberts pulls out the Legion of Doom of whatever they're called, or he does a switch flip Manny. That I think he got Mike Mo on that. And then speaking of Mike Mo, we got Mike Mo versus Eric Carsten. And if Mike Mo actually wants to do this, I just don't know his motivation though. You know what? I'm gonna go with Eric. I think he's reached an age where it's okay to do all these weird tricks that you'll get everyone on. I think that was how he won against Nick Holt in Pros versus Joes. Then we got Chaz Ortiz versus Shane O'Neill. And I'm very sorry, Chaz, but we have to pick Shane O'Neill on this one. Probably one of the best skaters that we'll ever see in our lifetime. That's kind of scary to say. Then we got Mike V versus Ripsman, and I don't know what the rule set is gonna be. Maybe they'll have Ripsman come in who can also do these old school stuff that Mike V does, and then they'll play with everything counts just like the Chris Cole game back in Battle at the Berrics 2. But if it's going to be just standard Berrics rules, I'm going with Ripsman, whoever it might be. And then we got Chris Cole versus David Gonzalez. And David is not to be taken lightly. He's an absolute killer. He took out Chris Haslam in one of the early games, which I think messed up a lot of people's brackets predicting the competition back then. But I will have to go with Chris Cole. I mean, we even got his shoe back there. Wait, I even got his board over here. I keep forgetting this. So we got the full brackets, or the first part. What is that? The quarterfinals? 1/8 finals? I don't know the English terms for all of this. But let's just go back to the influencer bracket. And we'll see who goes on to the quarterfinals. I think it's going to be, right? Chris Chan versus John Hill. That is actually going to be an interesting game because they've had some beef in the past. I know Chris Chan made fun of John Hill in the video, and John Hill made a full video kind of addressing their relationship, friendship. I don't know what to call it, but there's been some awkward beef there. When it comes to flat though, I think by the places they're at in life, I'll have to go with John Hill. I'm very sorry, Chris Chan, but it could go either way. I know John Hill has a hard time doing hard flips, forward flips and stuff like that. So Chris Chan, depending on the Rochambeau, either one could take it. Sonny versus Garrett. I'm sorry, but we're going with Garrett. Jamie Griffin versus Vinny Barn. I don't know how many regular tricks Jamie can do, but I think he has some stuff in the bag that Vinny's just not ready for. Then we got Spencer Barton versus Johnny Geiger. Oh man, I will have to go with Johnny on this one. Johnny's my man. And then I think I did pros before. Let's just go to pros then. Tom Astor versus Kelvin Hoffler. We'll go with Tom. And then we got Deshaun Jordan versus Carlos Ribeiro. Oh my god. I don't know, man. Let me just go with Deshaun Jordan because I love him in a fan of his skating kind of way. We got Cody Cepeda versus Seva Kretkov. Have we seen that battle before? I'll go with Seva though. I think he's gonna be motivated. Oh, what am I doing? TJ Rogers versus Chris Jocelyn. Once again, that's one of those 50-50 ones. It's gonna go with TJ because I really like TJ skating. I like Chris Jocelyn skating too, but TJ lately, he's just been killing it with the S shoes, video parts. Yeah. All right, let's save the Joes. We'll move on to the icons. Nigel Houston versus Tori Potwell. I'm sorry, Tori, but we are going with Nigel. Ronnie Krager versus Kelly Hart. I know Ronnie's been practicing, but he's also in his 40s, I believe. Still, I'm gonna go with Ronnie. Ronnie, you got this, man. Then we got Eric Costin versus Shane O'Neill. I think Shane is going to be ready for whatever Eric has for him. And then we got Ripsman versus Chris Cole. Once again, depending on which Ripsman shows up, I really don't know how this game is gonna go. I'm just gonna go with Chris Cole. I kind of have to with my backdrop here, right? And then we got the Joes. So Tyler Peterson versus Dion Harris. We'll go with Tyler Peterson. Then we got Mikey Whitehouse versus Becker Dunn. And I know Becker got a cool name, but Mikey is definitely going far in this. Then we got Dylan Jabe versus Sean Hover. Man, I'm sad to say this, but I think Sean just has so many weird tricks that he will overwhelm Dylan Jabe. Nick Holt versus Felipe Mota. Felipe is kind of young, so when it comes to flat ground, is he gonna be at the point where Nick Holt is? I don't know. I think it could go either way, but we'll choose Nick Holt. And now we don't have a lot of battles to go, so I think we'll just start with the influencers once again. We got John Hill versus Garrett Jenner. That is also a really awesome battle. I think Garrett is gonna be very motivated, and I think he's actually gonna take it. Jamie Griffin versus Johnny Geiger. That is a dream battle, and I want both of them to win, but we'll go with Johnny. Johnny is my man. We'll just go to icons. We got Nigel Houston versus Ronnie Krager, and oh man, I really wanted Ronnie to go all the way, but I think Nigel's gonna take this. It's still gonna be a really awesome battle. Then we got Shane O'Neill versus Chris Cole. And have they played before? I bet they have. I'm sure Chris has won, so he can do that again. We'll have to go with Chris all the way. I know Chris is older. He's probably close to 40. I still think he's got some tricks in him. Moving over to the pros, we got Tom Astor versus Deshaun Jordan. And man, I'm gonna go with Tom Astor here. Then we got Seva Kretkov versus TJ Rogers. And I really don't know. I have absolutely no idea. If they both come in ready, I think it could go either way depending on the Rochambeau. So I'm just going to pick... Oh man, I really want to see TJ versus Tom, but I really want to see Seva go all the way. It's actually turning out to be kind of difficult. I didn't know this video was going to be this long, but I really have to think about some of these battles here. Tyler versus Mikey Whitehouse. We're just going with Mikey. Try not to think too much this time. Then we got Sean Hover versus Nick Holt. And how fun would it be to see Nick Holt versus Mikey Whitehouse? But I think Sean is actually going to take it. Then let's just start at the icons for this one. We got Nigel Houston versus Chris Cole. Chris Cole can beat Nigel. Yeah, we're gonna put him up here. And then we got Johnny Geiger versus Garrett Jenner. Kinda similar in the mouth feeling names. And that was weird. But I am going with Johnny. I think he can get consistent at his weird tricks. Then he'll take out Garrett pretty easily. But at the same time, if Garrett wins the Rochambeau, he might be able to do some hard flip stuff that I know Johnny is struggling a little with. Still though, we're going with Johnny. Let's move over to the pros. We got Tom Astor versus Seva Kretkov. And I love both of them so much. I think I'm gonna go for Seva. I want Seva in the finals. But it's not what I want, it's what I think is going to happen. I think Seva is gonna take it. Then we got Mikey Whitehouse versus Sean Hover, and tough one. It's gonna be 50-50. I'm just gonna say Sean Hover. Alright, so I guess we got our finals tonight, people here. We got the influencer Johnny Geiger versus the icon Chris Cole. We got Seva Kretkov the pro versus Sean Hover the Joe. And who is meeting each other in the finals? I think Johnny is going to take it, honestly, even though I love my Chris Cole. But Johnny, you're going down here. You're going to finals night. And then we got Seva Kretkov versus Sean Hover. I actually think Seva is gonna be able to keep up with all the weird stuff that Sean might have. So these are our two finalists, and that means that Chris Cole and Sean Hover is going to be battling, and they're next to each other, which is perfect. I think Sean is gonna take that one. So we got Sean in third place. You know what? I'm just gonna do it like this. I'll put third on Sean Hover. That means that Chris Cole is fourth. And then I just gotta decide who gets second and who gets first in Battle at the Berrics 12. I know, guys. I'm really not sure about this, but I am going with Seva on this whole battle. Whole competition, I mean. I really want to know what you guys' picks are down there in the comment section. I actually didn't really have a person I wanted to win this whole thing. It wasn't until I filled out the brackets that I kind of got to the point here, and it was pretty fun, actually. I think normally I would just say, like, I want Chris Cole to win the whole thing, but this kind of made it a bit more strategic. And overall, I'm happy with this. I know the games are starting Saturday. So let's see how long it goes before I'm wrong. Probably not too long, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, let me hear your picks down there in the comment section. What you think about the whole competition. I'll just see you guys in the very next video here on the channel. So until then, have it good and peace out.